All right, so this morning we had a little bit of talk about viral marketing here. And so the key takeaways of that is, I think, three things that I wanted to stress. The first one is about network. If you start building a network, meaning you get a way in which you can contact people, you have a relationship with people, then you can actually ask them to help you out when you start wanting to share something online. And that makes sense, but so few companies do it. They actually, perform a campaign and then the campaign is over and then they throw away all the relationships that they built. Now you should store those relationships, because if you don't, then you have to pay the fine, which is essentially pay the same media budget the next time to kickstart your project. So either you build a network or you have a big chunk of a media budget in order to kickstart whatever it is that you want to get out there. The second thing is about finding the smallest acceptable truth. And that is essentially that one thing that makes your story break. It's different for everyone, but every single one who has gone viral has had that one moment that makes you break. Facebook, for example, they had, are you tagged on Facebook? People didn't talk about anything else but if you were tagged on Facebook. So to find that one detail, I know that you want to talk about everything that's awesome about your company, but that's not the thing when you want to go viral. When you go viral, you focus on the smallest acceptable truth about the stuff that you're doing that everyone wants to talk about. So it doesn't really have to be true, but it's acceptable as a truth. That's what people will start talking about. The third thing is like activating that smallest acceptable truth. And the thing that I talked about here this morning was the story about the story. And that is essentially that having a good story or a good creative is not good enough anymore, because there are just too many good creatives out there. The thing you got to do is you got to load your creative with things to talk about when talking about that creative. So, for example, Epic Split, the video with Van Damme for Volvo Trucks. There are a lot of stories about the stories there. He had one safety line. He did that epic split in 3 movies. There were real drivers in the trucks. Trucks were going backwards, You need to fuse whatever content you have with a, did you know that? So you look at the content. If you can't say, did you know that, and bring up a detail about that content, then no one will want to talk about it. It should be simple to talk about your content. That's one way to activate people and to make your content relevant to publishers who will also bring attention to it.